Hello and welcome. I'm Hallie with Handmade by Hallie. I'm so glad that you've joined me today. Today I have a simple Christmas project for you. This is a kit that I purchased from Deco Exchange. Let me lower the camera and show you what I've got. In the kit that I purchased is this grapevine large package or gift, and it also came with this bag with some greenery, a pipe cleaner, and this about 1-inch ribbon. What I'm going to add to this is I'm going to use a little bit of this red and white mesh. I'm going to add some of this white with red. I think this will coordinate really well. And then because we've got a little bit of green in here, I'm going to use some of this. Then if we decide we like these, I have some red and white ornaments left over from purchasing, I believe, at Hobby Lobby. You will also need your basic tools like scissors, wire cutters, your handy dandy glue gun, and glue sticks. So let's get started on our project. And this grapevine bow is liking to move, so I'm gonna glue it underneath here and let that sit while we work. Okay, I'm just gonna put that aside. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with this leftover mesh, and I'm going to measure out I'm going to do the whole length, about 36 inches. And I'm not worried about heat sealing this or anything. And what I'm going to do is make a base of this to put underneath our bow and to put our greenery and probably those ornaments in. So I just curled the ends on this and scrunched down the center. I'm gonna kind of pull this. And for now, I'm just gonna hold on to it with a big clip. And we're gonna set this aside. And what we're gonna do is make our bow and put that on top of there. So I like to use this AffGreeShip bow maker, and got a couple pins in here. We'll take these off. All right. We'll make kind of some long tails on this. Put that down the center and give it I'm going to give it a twist. I'm going to do about a 6-inch loop. All right. Then I do like to close my bows with a zip tie. So a zip tie slips in here underneath. I have to lift the ribbon up just a little bit. And then wrap around, putting the end of that zip tie into the flat side. Of the zip tie. I'm going to need my pliers so I can pull this a little bit more. All right. Now I can take this out, put my bow maker to the side, and here we can see our really nice stack of ribbon, and we're just going to, without getting this, losing our good stack, I'm going to actually switch for a half a pipe cleaner, save that super long one for a different project. So we're going to pull this as tight as we can get it. Try and get as much of that nub of the pipe or the zip tie as we can. All right. So we're going to take our mesh and put right underneath here. We're going to kind of spread this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue gun and put a little bit of glue and grab me a clothespin to hold that. That will make a good base for our bow. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use this red pipe cleaner. Wrap that around there. Make sure we have plenty to wrap around our grapevine here shortly. Okay. So let's pull our grapevine over here. Take that off. That's much more secure now. And we're going to use these pipe cleaners, or ends of the pipe cleaner. I twisted those two together, and now it's just pinched. And we are going to find a place to go between this bow I'm going to go between the bow on both sides. This should be long enough. To grab the other end, I'm going to use my pliers again. Stick that through. Come here, pipe cleaner. use the pipe cleaner, use the needle nose just to pull it through. Okay. Probably could have left that pipe cleaner longer, but we'll have enough twist to secure that. And we'll put some glue on that to hold it. Okay, so we're going to let that sit for glue on the back has dried. So now we're going to take our clothespins off of the mesh. And this is why I like these metal ones, because if your clothespins stick, it's easy to pull them off. And it's okay if you see that mesh, because it coordinates with what we're doing here. I'm going to kind of get this out of the way for a second. So we're going to pull this tail and this tail. Okay. So I'm just going to stack these together, fold them in half, and cut them on a diagonal up towards the edge. Do that to all three of these. That'll finish those off and be ready to shape when we're done. Okay. Now what we can do is play with our loops and fluff them up. Making sure that we have this light green and red everywhere. And then same with the white with the red snowflakes. And same with our red and white. So that ends up being a nice full bow with those three ribbons. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, while the glue was drying, I cut my bush, and I didn't count. Some of these are long and some of them are short. 3, so about 3 short ones and 4 long ones. So let's start with our long ones. I think this one's the longest. We could put this one right up underneath and stick it right in here. Now we do want to give this a little bit of life and bend it a bit so it's not just super straight. And the wire in this was pretty thick. I had to use my heavy duty cutters. So I put some glue on that, and that's going to go right up underneath here. Okay. We'll do another one underneath, about over here. Matter of fact, I'm just going to stick this in and bring my glue gun over here and add a dab of glue in there. And these few ones are going all the way underneath. Okay. This one, what I might do is cut in half and make two smaller ones. So there, we've got two smaller ones. So I'm going to wait for to glue till I have everything in. And here will come between the bow and the mesh. Kind of spacing these evenly. And I might even come up here right in the bow. I think I'm going to cut. Let's actually do that again. Let's put these here. And I'm going to cut this one. And so we can get this right up here. Okay, so now all I have to do is go and lift up my loops and put a drop of glue right on top of there. Just make sure you get them all. Okay. All right. So we could stop there, but I think I'm going to like these. So I'm going to open this. To use my scissors rather than slice my fingers with this. So we have two of each color. And I'm just going to snip these off. And I think what I'm going to want to do, I could just try and glue these, but I think I want a stem for each of these. I think this will work, but I can cut this in two. So there's two, 3, 4. Need a stiffer one. There we go. All right. So these will go right in to where the hanging loop was. And that'll give us something to put into. We'll give that just a bit to dry. This is a good thing to do with those nubs that you've saved. Now, in my Christmas things, I might look and see if I can find some snowflakes. I think I have some red ones that I might add a couple of those. So we're gonna go that one about there, and that one I put right into the wood frame. Get those glue tails. And this one I'm gonna go kind of into the wood frame as well. This one's a thicker stem, but that's okay. Adding those, making those into picks is going to work really well. That'll make them good and secure. If I had another one of these balls, I would hang one a little bit further down. I don't know that I do. All right, so we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to find where I put these in, if I can. I can. And putting these stems right into the frame will make them good and secure. Okay. So now comes to our, I would say, final fluff, but it's not a final fluff because as far as I'm concerned, you can never fluff your bows too much. And then we will tame our tails. We're just going to kind of give these a little bit of a curl. I'm just putting that between my fingers and just pulling. And that kind of curls it, kind of like the old doing the Christmas presents and doing the curling tails. the scissors. And the same with this. You can also curl them if you so desire. This one will roll since it's smaller, and then we'll pull. Okay, so there we have our simple Christmas project. So our kit came with the frame, came this ribbon, and came the greens. I just added that mesh that's underneath and the two other ribbons and the balls. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you again soon.